welcome to the What's Blessed podcast. My name is Joshua Bruner.
And my name is Jordan Hill, man.
Yep, and we're doing the darn thing. So, What's Blessed? This is our podcast we're doing every week, uploaded on Sunday. So if you're watching this, maybe it's not Sunday, but it'll be Sunday, the first day it's available. But basically what it is it's just a podcast for me and Jordan on the channel Blessed Express on youtube.com. Or you might be listening to this on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you can really find podcasts. It's just a good vibe podcast. Our YouTube channel is mainly gaming, but this is about anything we want to talk about. Today we're going to be talking about our journey becoming content creators that just started, some road bumps we've already ran into, and just introducing ourselves to the world. What do you have to say, Jordan?
Yeah, so, well, you put me on the spot. Wow.
You got to talk eventually, so.
Yeah. So it's one of those deals where it's our first time really doing this, trying to go out on a limb, trying to be a little bit different, but more importantly, just trying to get away, use this as an outlet to kind of escape from the daily politics, from the daily workload, from the daily hustle and bustle. Just kind of come here, chill out. It's a general multi-purpose podcast. Topics can range from gaming all the way to Thanksgiving dinners. It doesn't really matter. The topic's going to vary from, week to week. And, we're open to taking suggestions from listeners, as well as, even open to really doing interviews with professionals in their respective career fields, just so we can, increase the overall entertainment value. Yeah, but that's all I had on that.
Yeah, we're just here to have a good time. We were best friends, known each other since high school. I'd say we weren't really friends until I would say sophomore, maybe even junior year. So since about 2012, 2013, about.
If we're gonna get into the whole history of it, we might as well want to just give them the real story about how it happened. So, right. Yeah. So the real story, the real story. So the first time I ever encountered Josh, I was in 7th or 8th grade. I think it was 7th or I think it was 8th.
Okay, we weren't friends back then, but I guess that's.
We weren't friends, but that's where I first met you.
Later, yeah. Well, go ahead, tell the story.
So basically, I was over at a classmate's house. We had to build a roller coaster. And he was a known troublemaker in the class, and
the friend, not me.
Josh. Josh was actually the victim in the story. So, me being devious and whatever, we're in the middle of this project, and he taps me. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna go to the spot." And I'm like, "What the fuck's the spot?" Right? I don't even know. I have no idea what he's talking about, and. So he hands me an airsoft gun, and I'm over here what's going on? I've never shot a gun, never did anything along those lines. He tells me go hide off over in the bushes. This guy is gonna be here at some point, and a group of kids came, and then I see Josh just kind of strolling through the street, and we ambushed him.
Yeah, I was on.
And yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember what I was trying to do that day, but around that time in middle school, I just usually, we lived in Louisville, Kentucky at the time, and it was I don't know the exact road name, but it was it was around Germantown, and I was going to a friend's house that I normally do on my bike, and then I was getting ambushed by 5-6 kids all with airsoft guns shooting me, and I wasn't very fat, but I was pretty fat back then. I didn't hit a growth spurt till about freshman year of high school, and so this chubby kid on a bike just trying to have a good time gets ambushed by 5 kids. I knew some of them. I didn't know you at the time, and I didn't know it was you till years later.
Yeah.
But I remember some of the kids. One of them is in, I think, jail right now, possibly, deservedly so for
fast forward to high school. Yeah. We both went to Seneca High School.
That's right.
And we had gym class together. Freshman year, 3rd period. Yeah, that's crazy, right? It's crazy I even remember it. So I'm sitting there, and we're stretching out for gym, and I look over and I see Josh, and I'm like, dude, that's the same kid we ambushed over the summer. So at that point, I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gonna go. yeah, so I'm like, fuck. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and just talk to him. I had no idea where I was at.
I
Like
never
all
even
the
told me that
kids
was
from
you
my
until like either like senior year or like years later. Like we've been friends for a long time until you told me that story about the ambush, which was really funny in retrospect. But yeah, I met you. It
yeah,
wasn't actually like we weren't really friends in freshman year of high school. It was because like Jordan will even admit to this. He was kind of a like an a-hole back then. It was
serious one.
well because it was you and Akil that were best friends back then, and I knew Akil from when I was younger. He lived in my neighborhood. I guess technically you lived by there too, but he lived like on my street. And so I knew Akil,
Yeah.
and so I knew you. Y'all were basically like super close back then. Y'all went and did everything together. You were the exact same height. About like one reason you were a bully, by the way, is because Jordan was like 5 foot even, maybe not even. You were like 4'8". I think.
Nah,
like,
nah.
beginning of freshman
I was,
year.
yeah, I was 4'9". Yeah,
Yeah, at the
Four
beginning of high
4'9",
school,
54
you were
pounds.
very small, which I think you had a lot of pent up aggression, obviously, which is why you did some of the things you did. But we weren't really super close back then. But as the years went on, and some of our friends that we had before we weren't friends with anymore, we just kind of grew attached to each other, did everything together ever since like senior year of high school, I would say. Did a lot of fun things, a lot of things maybe we should have done, obviously. But yeah, then so we've been friends for almost 10 years now, and we've been wanting to do. Actually, no, I think it's over 10 years. It's 2023 now. Goodness. But we've been wanting to do content together for a long time. We've always talked about it. We both always loved Pokemon. That's kind of one of the things that actually brought us together was we skipped school a lot and would play Pokemon in like the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, like senior year of high school. like we didn't cut school for cool reasons. We didn't like do drugs, and we didn't like we didn't party, nothing like that. We just skipped school to play Pokemon. It was like X and Y on your 3DS. I would watch you do Wi-Fi battles. And
Yep.
we would like do some stuff like that, which we're still doing to this day. Not cutting school, obviously. We're not in school anymore, but doing stuff like that. And then I left for 5 years to live in Knoxville, Tennessee. But we still remain, pretty close friends. But it wasn't until I moved back to Louisville that we became like it's insanely close again. And then obviously to this day, even though I live in a different town, we're still very close. But that's kind of where this podcast idea came from. Was we're just really close friends and wanted to talk. That's what most people I think start off. So if you're watching this, like I said, we don't have any kind of agenda. We're gonna be not really talking about any kind of super serious topics on this podcast. Like we're gonna probably talk some current events and stuff like that. For the most part, we're just here to have a good time. What's Blessed? And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, it'll be on youtube.com once again /Blessed Express. Jordan, how about you go and tell them where that came from, the name Blessed Express?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's
So
a pretty funny story.
so depending on how you look at it, we may or may not have stole the name.
I mean, it's.
I don't think. I don't really look at it like we stole the name. I mean, it was a phrase used by a popular MMA fighter, and he only, I mean, according to my knowledge, has only actually used that phrase
Like
once or twice.
Mr. Max Holloway
Hasn't actually marketed. Yeah, Max Holloway, he didn't actually market the Blessed Express thing. I mean, he has a shop, he has his own website where he sells merchandise and stuff, but none of it pertains to Blessed Express. At least current day, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And actually, his in-ring fighter nickname is just Max Blessed Holloway. Not even Blessed. Like, he's not even utilizing that Blessed Express. And I think he streams video games as well, but he doesn't use that, as well as Twitter handles Blessed MMA. So. Yeah, I just feel like at this point, I mean, like, he didn't monetize it. It's ours.
And
We already have a design and
just
everything.
Use the moniker for now. Although I think it might be trademarked. I'm not quite sure how that works. But the words blessed. A lot of people I think use it as in a religious context. And although we won't be discussing it on this podcast, or at least not this episode, about religious affiliations and stuff like that, it's not really meant to be like a religious moniker, and at least not for us. It's just like, I feel like whenever we think of things being blessed, we think of things being just like good. Like when you bless someone, you're just wishing them good vibes, which is really what this is supposed to be. What's blessed? Like we're going to ask each other like what is going good in our lives. We don't want to talk about like the negative things. Just want to have a really good time, and that's.
But also, furthermore, right? I mean, like you could you can use that phrase in everyday conversation, right? So
100%.
typical the typical conversations among strangers or people that you don't really know that well is just hey, what's up? Oh, not much. How about you? Same. And then the conversation ends, right?
Yeah.
Because we're not actually fishing for information. If we change that and instead of saying what's up, we say what's blessed, people probably don't know what that means, or they'll be like, or they'll answer you straight up because they understand what it means.
Yeah.
But what's blessed is really just a substitute for what's up. And if someone were to be like, not much, then that's when you can follow up with, so there's nothing good going on in your life, question mark. And this now opens the doors to actual conversation and not just that, that typical robotic day-to-day nonsensical convo that has no substance or meaning. So I feel like this really opens it up a lot more. But also, you come here, you can honestly, if there's people who are listening and me and you both, like, if we can't find one thing that is positive about our day, we've done something extraordinarily wrong.
Yeah, I think that's a mindset you've always had. Is if there's nothing positive about a situation, get out of the situation. We don't have long on this earth, at the most, like with science, like maybe 80 plus years. So why would you spend like a significant part of your life just living in a negative circumstance or a negative? Like obviously, sometimes you can't help your situation because you're kind of like stuck, whether it's financially, whether it's based off your age or your relationship. But you should always just seek out positive outlooks. Just maybe make
Yeah, right.
maybe
I mean,
maybe take some action, like make positive action, maybe compound some positive actions, and we'll talk about that a different
yeah,
day. But yeah. Anyway, though,
yeah,
I think Jordan, you had some questions you wanted to ask to kind of kick things off a little bit here.
Yeah, man. So I don't really have like a formal name for the segment. It's something that I feel like could catch on. I don't. I feel like I may have seen this somewhere, someplace at some point, but I can't really recall where. But yeah, basically, I just have a series of questions I'm going to ask you. They're not really tough questions. They're not political questions. They're going to stay as apolitical as possible, but they are questions of opinion. Some of them are one-word answers. Some of them could be a sentence to two-sentence long answers. Either way, I'm interested to what you got to say, and yeah, you have no idea what's about to come your way. You have no clue.
By the
Okay,
way,
yeah,
for
so here
those
we
who
go.
sorry to interrupt you right there. For those who are listening on just audio, like Spotify, Apple Music, stuff like that, we will be uploading this also on YouTube. Like I said a couple times already. It'll be more visual, which I think, for me personally, I love seeing like visual clips of a podcast or watching the entire thing because I feel like it's more interactive. But the reason I'm saying this is because George's wearing a sick hoodie right now. I can't remember where you said you got it from. That is a sick Dragonite hoodie you're wearing. I'm just wearing a plain white T-shirt. I got a burrito blanket in the background to block some of the crap in my closet. I just wanted to point that out though, because that is a sick hoodie. And I can't wait to get one of my own wherever you got it from. It is nice. It is real nice.
Thank you, sir.
Of course.
Okay, well, jumping in, rapid fire questions, man. Again,
Baby.
super simple, super basic. It's gonna be give a chance for the listeners to get to know you a little bit better, and also kind of start kind of getting your creative juices flowing just a little bit. All right, ready?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. Rap music or country music?
Rap music.
All right. Powerade or Gatorade?
I'm not sure if I should like just answer the questions or give background. Oh, Gatorade, easy. Come on. Unless it's like the orange Powerade.
Turkey or ham?
Powerade's ace. Oh, ham. Easy answer. Yeah.
Okay. Best Charlie Brown holiday special.
Oh, it's actually kind of tough. I think the Great Pumpkin. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Great Pumpkin. I love the Christmas one. But something about Great Pumpkin, like as a kid, like I had the old Rugrats on VCR, and like the VCR back then would have like commercials that would play before the actual product, and I remember they would always play the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, little like it's the great like I won't remember what they said exactly. Plus it was more, was it Linus that was the one who saw the Great Pumpkin? I don't remember exactly, but Linus is my favorite character. Like I like
Linus,
yeah, I love Linus. So that's why I like that. So yeah, Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. That's the final answer for that.
Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Love that. Best Thanksgiving dessert.
Best Thanksgiving dessert. Ooh. I want to answer. Okay. Peanut butter pie.
Peanut butter pie. Wow.
Dude, I
Okay.
love peanut butter
Okay,
pie.
okay.
Especially the one that makes it all with the whipped cream.
When giving gifts on Christmas Day or birthdays or anniversaries or whatever, do you prefer wrapping them in wrapping paper or giving them in gift bags?
Wrapping paper. It's more meaningful. Feels like, yeah, because you can just put anything in a bag where you have to actually wrap. Even if you're not good at it, like you putting a little more effort to give a gift. So absolutely wrapping paper.
Okay. Aquafina or Dasani or neither?
Neither, dude. I hate Aqua. I hate
Neither.
It's so bad.
What?
I think I showed you once.
What?
I can't remember if it was
Okay.
Dasani or Aquafina, but there is like they put salt into the water to make you more thirsty when you drink it. It's ridiculous. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So what if you had to choose water? Like, what are you choosing?
Whenever I go to a gas station, which is
And
usually
tap
where I
water is
get
acceptable. Tap
Yeah.
water is acceptable.
Well, I mean, we lived in Louisville. Louisville's got, I think, the cleanest tap water in the country, maybe even the world. Who knows? But I live in Albany, Kentucky now, and tap water is like half lead. It's not quite as bad as some places in the world.
Oh,
You're not supposed to drink the tap water, so I have a filter now. So if I'm in Louisville, tap water's the answer. But if I'm not in Louisville, I'm going to a gas station. Like not all water. Like water's water, really. It doesn't exactly matter, but I don't know why, but Fiji just tastes better to me, even though it's just water. So I think I'll usually choose Fiji over anything else. But so, yeah, Fiji.
I can respect the Fiji. I can definitely respect the Fiji. I can definitely get down with that. Okay. How do you?
Yeah.
I don't know how I should word this.
You go ahead.
Okay,
I'll go
so-
for after this.
What's your experience with Indiana police?
Within the what?
With what is your experience or general thoughts and opinions on Indiana police?
Indiana police?
Yeah,
Like the state of
you
Indiana?
know, like being from Louisville.
Yes.
Yeah, like the state of
All right.
Indiana.
So this is only going to apply to a very small majority of America, obviously, who either lives in Indiana or has traveled through Indiana. But honestly, dude, I used to think when I was a kid, Indiana police were like just the worst because whenever my family would drive specifically to Jeffersonville because my dad used to race cars. The Indiana police have not always been the kindest, but dude, they're nothing compared to Tennessee State Police. Tennessee State Police are the scum of the earth. If you're listening to this and you're a Tennessee State Police trooper, like no, I don't mean any offense to you specifically, but in my experience, they're just like they specifically station themselves in places to pull people over, which I've never been a fan of. But I guess you have to get your money somehow, I guess, for your police station. And like they're just always a-holes. I mean, obviously if you speed, you probably deserve the ticket. But like in my experience, they're just a little extra with what they do. And I have family who has similar experiences. None of them really like Tennessee. I feel like I've been pulled over more by Tennessee State Police than anybody else, and I only lived in Tennessee for 5 years of my life. And I wasn't as I speed, obviously. Like I think everyone admits they speed sometimes. But it's just ridiculous, man. Like they are just I don't like Tennessee State Police. To answer your question though, Indiana police are not much better. Like I think I've the nicest police officer that I ran into. I've only lived in like 3 states. I've always been Kentucky police officers. Like I've never had a problem with a Kentucky State police officer or trooper. But Indiana have always been like whatever. And then of course Tennessee is just the worst.
Okay, I have 3 more questions,
All
and
right.
then I'll switch off to you.
All right,
All right, ready?
sounds
3
good.
more. I already
Yeah.
know what they are. All right. What does the word trailblazer mean to you?
Trailblazer? I mean, like, if you're just talking about, like, word association, the first thing I think of is the basketball team. But other than that, when I think of trailblazer,
Okay.
I think of people who, create a trail, whether it's, like, a metaphorical or a physical trail. Like, they were the ones who actually create the trail for others to follow behind. So, like, I guess, like, when people create, like, these forest trails that we go on hikes on and stuff, like, someone had to blaze, I guess, quote-unquote, blaze the trail before we can go on. So that's what I think of. Like, and then if you think of metaphorical, you think of people who like literally are the ones who set certain trends or ones who blaze the trails for society, I guess.
So just to simplify it, then you would say a trailblazer is someone who does something that's unorthodox.
Yeah. Something. I wouldn't say unorthodox because I would just say a trail less traveled. And they kind of Yeah, I don't think the word unorthodox is quite the right word. But not to put too many words into it. Basically, it's just someone who sets a trail.
Okay, next question is a personal question, true or false.
All right. right.
True or false?
You're
Did you propose in basketball shorts?
All right. Yep. So we're all right. Yep. I get this. I got this enough from like people I know in real life, and I'm gonna get it from everyone on the internet too.
No, just let me.
All right. True.
Go ahead.
I'll tell a story a different day, or maybe today. I don't know. But yeah, I proposed in basketball.
So that's
She said
true.
Yes. She said yes, but yes, I proposed in basketball shorts, and there's a whole story about that. We'll talk about that.
Okay. Okay. So with that said, would you consider yourself to be a trailblazer?
I mean, like, I would say no, just because there was no, like, I mean, like, anyone can, like, go out and, like, I guess take a lawnmower and, like, in the jungle and create a trail. Like, doesn't make it, like, if someone's the first to do something, are they a trailblazer, or do they just happen to do it? Like, I think there has to be some intent to be a trailblazer. So, no. Well, and also, I was wearing basketball shorts. My basketball ability is not quite there, so I'm neither a Portland trailblazer nor an IRL trailblazer, so I'll say no.
Okay, well that would conclude my questions. There would be a follow-up question because there's a lot of things begging. Like there's a lot of questions that are just begging to be asked here. But I'll let you tell the story at your own pace on your own time. We'll save it for a different time.
That's a pretty in-depth story. It's a very funny story, but I think I'll save that for a different day. I also might ask my wife's permission before telling that story, although I don't think she would really care. But yeah, so that's the Jordan Hill question wrap up. Now it's Joshua Bruner's time to ask Jordan some questions. Once again, you can. I didn't prepare. You actually prepared questions. I'm just gonna think at the top of my head and ask them. So I guess first thing, like our channel is right now currently mainly doing Pokemon content. There are 3 series currently going on at the time of this being released. I guess only technically 2, and that is Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Point Lock, and then both of our Violet and Scarlet playthroughs. The day after this is uploaded, because you may be watching this in like 2024, who knows? But we're gonna have Pokemon Snap also going. So we're gonna have 3 series going at the same time. Eventually, once one of them ends, a new one will be replaced. But we're gonna try to keep 3 series at a time going on the YouTube channel. So once again, youtube.com/BlessExpress. I believe it might be Bless Express Entertainment technically, but I think it's just Bless Express. But anyway, though, we do Pokemon content. You're wearing a Pokemon hoodie. Who's your favorite Pokemon? And this is not like this is like
well,
you can either pick your favorite competitive Pokemon because you have a very competitive mindset, or you can pick your favorite just overall Pokemon, or you can give us both. You know.
It's Volcarona.
For both favorite overall and for favorite competitive Pokemon.
Yes.
All right. I mean, you're wearing a Dragonite on your chest, so
Yes.
I thought you'd maybe say Dragonite, but Volcarona is a good choice too. So I ain't mad about that. I ain't mad about that at all. What would you say is your greatest skill? Like, what is the one thing you think you have the most skill in? Maybe not the most experience, or maybe not your favorite thing to do, but you think if you were to do one thing for the rest of your life and just one thing, what's the one thing you could do you think better than anybody else?
Motivate people to be better.
Motivation. There we go. Love that, dude. Let's see. K-Cups or ground coffee?
K-Cups. Because I'm lazy.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm asking coffee. Like, I'm drinking coffee right now. I can only think of coffee. Also, that's a problem. Here we go. Yeah, favorite anime, and then favorite anime character. Do not have to be the same.
Dang. I guess my favorite anime. I have very limited experience with anime, but I guess my favorite one would have to be Naruto, just because it was 500 episodes and it was something that I didn't really set out to intentionally do. I know that sounds silly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy. Like, what do you mean, Jordan? What do you mean you didn't intentionally watch 500 episodes of a show? But what I mean is, like, it was one of those things, like, where, like, I started it, but I didn't, like, start it with the intent to, like, really get into it. I started it with the intent because I was just fucking bored. So I was just like, okay, then I'm probably gonna watch this for 1 or 2 days.
Naruto, you just consumed Naruto without intent when you were a kid. Like, it happened to just be on like Cartoon Network, right? Or did you not watch it back then? I thought you did.
No, yes,
Really?
no, I didn't watch it. So yeah, you're right. So it did show up on like Toonami and stuff, but I never really watched it.
Oh, that's interesting.
The only thing that I ever really watched on Cartoon Network late night was Samurai Jack. That was like the only thing. But even then, right, like Samurai Jack was just one of those deals where it was just on. Like, I didn't watch it because I liked it. But to circle back, so The favorite character though would have to be from Death Note. I think the favorite character is L.
Yep, I think you said that to me before. I think a lot of people would say that too. That's a good answer. All right. You're not really like I grew up watching a lot of YouTube. You really did not grow up watching much YouTube. I don't think like you didn't like just sit out on your phone or on your computer and watch YouTube videos. I've been doing that since I was like 8 years old. But what's your favorite YouTube Who is your favorite YouTube creator?
Well, again, this is very limited. So if I had to have one, it'd have to be ooh. Put me in a tough spot for future collaborators. Oh man, it's Shady Penguin. That's who it is.
Yeah, I think you talked about that before to me as well.
Yeah.
Shady Penguin's great. He looks like. Did you see the stuff when Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were first like announced and like everyone was like, he looks like the male professor like with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he does.
He looks pretty accurate too. That's pretty funny. All right. Yeah. Favorite fast food item, not like restaurant, but favorite fast food item specifically, like one single, like it can be like a burger or a sandwich. Your favorite fast food item, like and from what place it's from, obviously.
Shit, dude, that's easy as hell. A quarter pounder with cheese, McDonald's, all day.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like,
all day.
So the current one,
all day.
They have changed it. The current one or the old one?
The current one, because the current one's better because the current one they make to order.
Yeah, that's true also. Yeah, so.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's real. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it's healthy.
Go that far with it, but yeah, so that's a good answer. All right, favorite form of potato. Tough, isn't it?
So okay. So the one that's most consumed is obviously a French fry, but I think my favorite form of potato would be a fingerling. The fingerling potatoes are really good if they're made right. Oven roasting, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Salt, pepper, phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
But I think the most common potato that I consume, again, it's gonna be McD fries, man.
McD fries. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. They make them good when they're fresh. And when they're fresh, I would argue when they're fresh, McDonald's fries are just the best overall. When they're fresh out the fryer into your bag, into your mouth, it is good. Good quality, but it's not always the best quality depending where you go. I used to live in a certain area in Louisville, Kentucky. I won't say which area, but there was McDonald's by there, and it was the possibly worst McDonald's I think I've been into. And I'm
terrible.
I'm a big boy. I've lived in 3 different cities, so I've
terrible.
McDonald's, and that's just the worst. Like the wait times were always at least
30-minute drive-through times, dude.
30 for a
30, dude.
Yeah, on its best day, maybe 15. On its best day, 15-minute wait.
We left your apartment. It was literally right next door. It was like catty cornered, like across the street. 30 minutes. We'd get back, lunch would be over. Every time.
I could walk from my apartment to the McDonald's building in 5 minutes if I walked. Obviously, we usually drove. And then the food wouldn't be ready for like usually 15 at its best, 30 on average, sometimes up to like literally 45 minutes for like maybe like 2 bags worth of food, depending on how many people I was ordering for. And it was just bad. This is not gonna be a tangent for this podcast, but like that was just it was so bad, and the food would never good either.
Terrible.
All right, favorite breakfast item. Because I'm also gonna answer this myself because I have a specific one in mind. But what's your favorite breakfast item? Doesn't have to be a meal, but like it can be literally a donut if you want it to be. But what are your favorite breakfast item?
Oh man, dude. That's the thing, man. Like, I'm a big fan of French toast. I'm also a big fan of donuts. Also a big fan of eggs.
Eggs are universal, dude. You can use eggs in anything. It's almost like a cheat answer is eggs, just because like they're so like.
But I think I'm gonna go with a donut, but not like Krispy Kreme donuts.
No, dude. We've had some good quality donuts. I know. Yep.
Well, I'm a big fan of some donuts. Like
my answer is also donut.
I had these donuts. I had these donuts in Tampa Bay some odd years back, man. Those were phenomenal donuts. You created your own. Oh, God. And then they have this place in Louisville. It's like Duck's Donuts. Yeah, I'm plugging you right now. Hey, Duck's Donuts, create your own, put your own topping. It's great, isn't it?
Oh, so good.
It's great.
I think don't know if you ever had it. My favorite donut is also in Louisville, but it's like it's a specific local place, Nord's Bakery Donuts. Oh my gosh, dude! If you're in Louisville,
Oh yeah, Nords.
you
Yeah.
know Nord's. Plus, Nord's happened to be in our neighborhood didn't have a lot of cool stuff, but like Nord's is one of them. Like I don't know, I could walk to Nord's. In my old house, maybe where I used to live when I was a kid, I guess, but I wouldn't walk as a kid. But yeah, Nord's is so good. Oh goodness, that's one thing I miss about Louisville is Nord's. I also don't eat donuts much anymore. I haven't had a donut in like 6 months, which for me,
Better change that tomorrow.
Oh, dude, no, probably not. Probably not. Yeah, let's see. That's I can't really think of any other questions. But yeah, so this podcast episode is basically just us talking about our lives, talking about who we are. Because who's gonna watch? They don't like. You probably want to know who we are before you sit down and decide to watch our content. But what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. Also, I think one reason why I also like Bless Express as a name, I'm talking about our content channel, is because like it kind of metaphorically, obviously, you think of like a train as an express, and I like the idea of a train, like because it's always moving. Obviously, trains have their stops and they stop along the way. But I like to think of a train as something that's always in motion. Obviously, you can fit a lot of people on a train. If people want to hop off the train, they can feel free to hop off, but we're always going to be welcoming passengers on the train. So that's why I kind of like the idea of Bless Express, since that's where this is obviously going to be going. And let's just talk about our journey real quick. So we are obviously amateur content creators. Neither of us really did anything. I mean, I guess when I went to college, I graduated with a degree in communications. So like I kind of have some background. But neither of us are really professional at all when it comes to this. When I was like in high school and college, I made some YouTube videos on 2 old channels of mine, and they were like not great, obviously, because I was like between the ages of 14 and like 20 when I made those. But I think now is just a great time. I think anytime's a great time. Like if you're watching this or listening to this and you want to make content, even if that's not like, even if you just have like a laptop and like you don't have any kind of like capture card, any kind of camera, any kind of microphone, just do something. Like it's just like the worst thing that'll happen. Obviously you want to. Obviously if you don't want to, you don't have to. Like I'm not saying everyone needs to create content. That's just ridiculous. But if you have ever desired to any way to make content, just do it. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter what your profession is in. Because like the worst case scenario, you make a video, put it on YouTube. Years later, you and friends or family can look back on it and like laugh at your or cringe at whatever you made and have a good time. And best case scenario, people might like it, people might watch you, and you'll make maybe new friends doing that. But yeah, that's what.
Well,
I don't know.
also another point to follow up.
Yeah.
To follow up on your point there, it's you live in a world now where things are you live in a consumerism. I'm sorry, you live in a consumer world where everything's constantly being consumed so rapidly. And you have a choice ultimately, especially in America, where you can either watch or be watched, right? And we know which one of those groups of people end up. This group right here, the be watched group, is the one who ends up excelling way more than others. How many times? And I'm guilty of it too. How many times, late night, or you're waiting for something during a lunch break, or you're early morning, you're just scrolling, and you're watching those shorts, you're being exposed to someone else's narrative when you could be pushing your own. So that's why I feel like it's important to do, because instead of promoting narratives of negativity, I'm going to more so promote narratives of positivity and empowerment for anyone and everyone to achieve what they want to do. It's like you were saying earlier, let's just assume the life expectancy is 80, and I don't really know if it may be slightly higher, maybe slightly lower, but if you're over the age of 20, that's 1/4 of your life is already gone.
Yeah.
So 25% of your pie is already removed from this table, and what do you want to do? What is it that you want to do? What is it you want to try? I mean, the life is way too short to not go out of your comfort zone more than a handful of times to achieve just something. And the worst that can happen is, like you said, just try it. And if it doesn't work out, move on and go do something different. If content's not your thing, go skydive. If skydiving's not your thing, go ski. If that's not your thing, go start a business. If that's not your thing, make music. If that's not your thing, You'll find something.
Everyone
You
has
know, play
something they're gonna be
pickleball.
good
Find
at,
something.
yeah. Just have fun, live life to the not the extreme, but like live life to whatever brings you the most happiness. Just drown out. Let's work together. Let's drown out the negative, drown out everything like that sucks in life, and embrace and expand on and publish everything good in life, like all your blessings. We want to know what's good in your life. Like if you're watching this right now on YouTube, please feel free to leave a comment. Tell us what's blessed in your life right now. Tell us something that's going good in your life. Let's get the negativity out of here. If your life is going bad, maybe just ask for not blessings, I guess, but like just talk about your life, and we're gonna drown out the negativity, and we're only going to like give well wishes and bring positive vibes to everyone. But talking about our lives as content creators, obviously right now, as this is posted, we have some content already out. I've made content before in the past. What are some things you're gonna run into? Some problems you might run into. Obviously, a lot of it technology based. I'm doing everything on a Windows PC. Jordan over there is doing everything on a MacBook, and my goodness, do they not like each other? Like we've had so many issues with Mac not wanting to use the technology that's available on other platforms. Our capture cards that we use, mine's like an older one from like 2012. His is like a brand new one from like last year, and like he's having more challenges than I am using the capture card, making sure it works correctly. We obviously we kind of spent some money in our content. Like we have some cool intros, outros available. We have these microphones that are really nice. I've had this webcam for a while. He got a brand new webcam. So you don't like, if you're watching this, you don't have to buy anything. You can just go and make content. That's what I did. My very first video I ever posted, I think it's still available on like my old channel, is I literally got an old web recorder, or a camera, pointed it at my TV, talked and played video games. I played like Harvest Moon and Pokemon Stadium, and like I had a lot of fun doing it. I can look back and watch it and kind of cringe a little bit. It was fun doing it at the time, and I was like 14 years old. But you can make kind of anything. You can
something similar. Something similar though. When me and Matt made 1 minute, right? Like, and I know you all have no clue, but if you go over to my Instagram page, it's public. You don't have to follow me or anything. You can just, unless you want to. But basically, it's just a series of 10 1-minute videos, and we didn't have anything professional at the time. We had we purchased a green screen, didn't even know how to use it, and the topics were silly. It was a lot of hyper, extreme editing. It was silly, but at the end of the day, it was fun. And like you said, you can look back on those moments, reflect on them, laugh at them, realize you had a good run and you had something cool. But one door closes, another one opens, and this is the one that is open for us. And my gosh, was it no shortage of challenges along the way.
By the way, so you mentioned
there's a lot of learning. A lot of learning.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Yeah.
That's one reason I think people should just give it a shot, because you learn a lot doing it. Like maybe you could apply to different parts of your life too. I know, we both work jobs where we are on the phone a lot. And I know I have actually probably improved my public speaking by making videos. Because I can hear myself whenever I watch back on them. I can kind of learn how to talk into a microphone, something I didn't obviously know before. Which is just good to have as general knowledge or general experience for life, no matter what you do. But with the green screen though specifically, it's funny. When I was a kid, I always thought green screen would be super intimidating and hard to learn. It's really not that hard. It's literally maybe you don't have to have a special program. You have to have a green screen behind you. If people are watching, they might notice with my green screen I use, there's been clear issues with it, and I learned how to do it better a couple videos in, which probably won't show until episode 10 of my Scarlet playthrough. Because I had to learn how to make it look really clear and stuff like that, so I didn't get the best green screen in the world. But yeah, that's one issue we ran into. But it's also not these are issues that are very small issues that anyone can learn and get better at. That's what we're currently getting better at it as we do it. But yeah, we just wanted to not give advice, because we haven't done this long enough to give advice, obviously. But we wanted to encourage people to we're very new and fresh at doing this, so we have no idea how much success we'll actually have. If there's no success, that's nothing off our back. We're having fun just doing it, having fun just putting stuff out there. Like I said, so we can go back years later, even if it doesn't really work out, we can kind of watch it and be like, okay, that was a fun time we had, and we kind of can have fun rewatching some stuff like that. So if you have ever thought about doing it, definitely just do it. But that's about all I wanted to talk about today. We just wanted to introduce ourselves, introduce the format, talk about what's blessed, who we are, what we're doing. For this podcast in the future, we're gonna try to release it every single Sunday if we can, and hopefully we get some feedback from you all watching it, so we can make this better, make this more fun, be interactive with you guys. Because at the very end of the day, we're doing this so we could like reach out to people to like just not gain a following, but more like gain like not I wouldn't even necessarily say a family, but just gained people around us we can learn from, and they can learn from us maybe if we do certain things right. And just like I said, have good vibes, ask people what's blessed, make sure people feel blessed, make sure people feel happy and feel like things are going good in their lives. But in the future, we're gonna be talking about anything. There's no limits to this. We're gonna try not to talk about like anything negative, and especially not politics, because that obviously almost always leads to negative conversation, at least in my eyes.
Oh god.
And then with Bless Express, right now it's only Pokemon content. It's not always going to be like that. We're going to do anything that we want to do, things that are fun, things that are engaging. We have a lot of cool things we're thinking about doing. I want to do a bunch of I love ranking stuff. I love tier list. I don't know about you all. I will literally watch hours if I have like free time of people just talking and ranking stuff that I'm into. Because we're both into anime, we're all into video games, we're into a lot of different things. Some of the quick, weird, quirky questions we had today, expect a lot more of that in the future. Maybe some specific segments and stuff like that. But Jordan, is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we kind of head out today?
Not really. Just the only, I guess, tidbit here would be if you are listening in on podcast one, or you've already watched our videos and content before, and for new listeners too. Just understand we are new. We are going to make mistakes. No, we don't have top of the line, equipment. We don't have years of experience. We don't have any of that. But the only way to acquire any of that is to simply do it and start. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like our product's going to be head and shoulders better than anyone else's product. However, I'm open to constant improvement, and I think that's all it is, right? And I know you mentioned earlier about compounding positive action. That's exactly what it is. Compounding positive action, make mistakes, learn from those mistakes, get better, and move on. And if we make mistakes, you can point it out. Don't jump down our throats about it. I guess you can if you want, but obviously we're human, and all of us, I challenge anyone to tell me that they haven't made a mistake before. So that's really all I wanted to say. I look forward to many, many, many more of these conversations. And look forward to continuing to entertain for hopefully years to come. So
Absolutely.
That's my piece.
All right, well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you are watching, leave a comment. And if you're watching on our Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that, feel free to go to our YouTube, comment there. Hopefully we'll get some people to have some positive conversations. We'll also obviously be on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. But thank you all so much for watching once again. This has been What's Blessed on Bless Express, and stay blessed.
Stay blessed.